Hello, welcome back to the channel. So today I decided that I would continue making Johnny Depp into more characters and I would make Jack Sparrow. Also, this is the first time I have ever done facial hair on a doll and tattoos, so I am very excited. Unfortunately, this was also an older video, and so I have lost some of the footage, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. We're gonna start with the tattoos. I pulled up a reference image of his back tattoos and oh my gosh, they were so complicated. He has this like circles, and one circle is a turtle and one circle is this like face, and then there's another circle mid back, but it's kind of like a shape. It's kind of like an angry face. And it's surrounded by like little whale looking things. And there's so many words on it. You can search it up. It's his back tattoo and it has so many words. I did not end up doing the actual words because I didn't feel like drawing a bunch of words. I just did scribbles on my own random words in a way that I felt would look nice. And then I also looked up his arm tattoos because he has two upper sleeves. And then I also did his little Jack Sparrow tattoo because you have to do that one. Along with, I attempted to do the pirate scar thing, the burned P that I did. For the tattoos, I started with a brown watercolor pencil, and I did not actually have to use any Mr. Super Clear to start because I had painted this doll in acrylics to get the right skin tone. I started with a dark brown so that I could possibly erase, and then I went over with a black at a later date. These tattoos, my gosh, really complicated, especially on the arms because it's just very curved and they fall away. The back tattoos, in a way, were relaxing, but the arm tattoos, they fall away and it's so tiny and you have to make sure you get a really fine point. Some people have wondered how you get really fine points with watercolor pencils, and you can get special sharpeners, but I just use an X-Acto knife and whittle it away. It gets the sharpest point for me. I decided to use a Spectra face again, but because this was not as quite of a gaunt style as my Edward Scissorhands doll, I decided to use the reboot Spectra head. Not the reboot Spectra head, the one with less defined cheekbones that Mattel made them use. I also wanted bigger ears. I hoped that it would make him look more like a guy. So I sculpted 2 ears out of clay and then baked them and attached them to the head. The body is a Descendants doll, and I kept the heeled feet because I had some boots that were pretty close to his boots, and I just repainted them. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of me making the clothes because this outfit is so detailed and so complex. It took me weeks to make this outfit, and the coat has a bendy wire in it so you can pose it, but this took me ages. He has a shirt, 3 belts, a vest, and shoes, and a coat and a hat and a bandana, and I had to make all of it from scratch. Except the shoes. I did have a base for the shoes. It's really, really detailed, and I didn't even include all the details. He has like guns and little beads everywhere. This is just a shout out to the character designers for designing this costume so well. He also has gloves on, but I just used some Ever After High hands that had molded on gloves. Not Ever After High, Descendants hands. The way I started off with the facial hair was I just did some lines on the face. I also made sure that he had heavy eyeliner around his eyes because Jack Sparrow has very emo looking eyeliner. He's very emo looking. And I heavily blushed the face because Jack Sparrow has a very tan look. I also added the X tattoo on his cheek and made his eyes brown. Just, added color to the face with pastels, which is actually eyeshadow. I don't have chalk pastel, so I use eyeshadow. And using acrylics and watercolor pencils. Faces are more pigmented for me when I do an acrylic base first, but it can have some bad consequences. Here, I tried to reattach the head. I was going to do this really fancy transition thing, but disaster happened. The face cracked. It crumbled apart in my hands. The face was just peeling off in layers, and the acrylic paint was peeling off, and I didn't know what to do. I was distraught. Everything was ruined. I may be a little over dramatic here, but it was really, really heartbreaking in that moment. So I had to touch up his face and reapply his blushing. And before I touched up the face, I inserted his two little braided beards. I did that with a rerouting tool and yarn because I figured it might also crack, and it did crack. It cracked even more. So I just spent hours refixing the face. I wanted to make it as natural as transition as possible. I didn't want anything to break. This might also have to do with the weird shape of the Descendants neck peg, but from now on, I just keep the head on the body. I don't take it off in between the face up and the reattachment. I do the face up on the body because I can't stand this emotional damage of taking the face off. But yeah, this doll was a roller coaster and a half, and lots of fun actually. His hair is made of yarn to make the dreadlock look type, but really fun. And here are some pictures.